We're on movie 9 of 13 on my Halloween horror watch list. Welcome to October Scaries. We are going to talk about Drag Me to Hell. Drag Me to Hell is a supernatural horror movie. It's about a woman named Christine Brown. Christine is shy and mousy, soft-spoken. She works at a bank. She wants a promotion. She's competing for a promotion, and her boss tells her that he needs to see her be able to make hard decisions. And so in her attempt to make hard decisions, Christine denies an extension. She denies an old woman's request for an extension on her home loan. That's to show that she can make hard decisions, because it's an old woman who's begging, so she shows she can make hard decisions. And girl, Christine gets cursed. And all of a sudden she has to fight for her life, fight to survive. Drag Me to Hell is directed by Sam Raimi, and it's written by Sam Raimi as well as Ivan Raimi. It stars Alison Lohman, Justin Long stay in a scary movie, Lorna Raver, Dilip Rao, Reggie Lee, Adriana Barraza, and I saw Octavia Spencer. Okay, she's credited as bank teller number 1, but I said, Octavia Spencer. Okay, so Drag Me to Hell has terrible acting. Drag Me to Hell has questionable CGI. Drag Me to Hell has a lead actress who cannot act. Drag Me to Hell relies on the evil, old, nasty gypsy woman, which is racist. It's a racist trope against Romani people. And Sam Raimi displays a noticeable oral fixation situation in this movie. With all of that, Drag Me to Hell is a very fun movie. It's a very enjoyable movie, and I think the rewatchability of it is very, very high. Let's talk about it. Okay, so Christine is a likable main character. Like I said, she is soft-spoken, blonde, white woman, like young white girl, which makes the oral fixation thing like, let me get that out of the way. So for the oral fixation, first of all, we start the movie with her listening to an audio tape, and which at the time seems like nothing until I noticed the pattern. All three of us noticed the pattern. So the audio tape she's listening to at the beginning is talking about forming an O with your mouth, an O with your mouth. And so then for the rest of the movie, we've got Mrs. Ganush is the old woman, right? The toothless biting, vomiting worms. Someone vomits, like green vomit, clearly CGI, on Christine when she goes to the viewing. Ice cream. Even though ice cream, that was so nasty. Like the nastiness with the oral stuff. What is that? Then we have a ghost shoving their fist and their arm in Christine's mouth. Then the ghost's eyes pop out and blood splashes on Christine's face and her mouth. She gets a scarf shoved down her throat and lots of different liquids splashing on her face. What is that? What is that? I'm just saying, blonde white woman getting stuffed in her mouth and liquid splashed on her face. Anyways, Christine's she's a good character. She has a fight scene towards the beginning of the movie after she gets cursed that lasts long, but it's interesting. Like they're trapped inside of a car. She's holding her own. She shows that she's not gonna take stuff lying down. So I enjoyed her as a character. I also enjoyed the dynamic between her and her boyfriend Clay. I like that Clay ultimately didn't need proof. Like he wasn't completely the doubting Thomas. He came around because he knew, because Christine ruined the dinner where she was gonna meet Clay's mother, a dinner that she was very nervous about and wanted to impress the woman. And it was nice to see Clay knew she would not just mess that up. She must be right that something is wrong, something is haunting her, there is something after her. She was very proactive in terms of trying to find help. We had also in terms of like 2009, not that that's an excuse, because people of color have always wanted respectable, meaty representation. We also had the Indian, like the wise Indian guru. I think he's literally called a guru. Or, he was called a spiritual advisor. Okay, and then Sean Sandina, she's Latina. I really enjoyed Drag Me to Hell because, especially like in this list of movies, coming off of Saloon, where I was so disappointed in that they didn't really explain. They explained, yes, but they didn't take time to show us, like, let us live in this lore, in this mythology. I really enjoyed Drag Me to Hell for allowing me the time to live in the mythology. They gave us the rules and continued to, feed us more of the rules as we went along, but we got to see Christine live out what what Ram Joss was saying. It lived up to the rules that it set. And surprisingly, it came with a twist, because they do the seance / spell work to try to get rid of the curse that's on Christine before she gets got in 3 days. And like, it seems like everything's fine. And up until that point, I'm like, this movie's all right. Like, it's all right. It's pretty whatever. And it turns out that it didn't work. Christine is still cursed, so there's more for her to do. I really enjoyed that. And I love that they committed to the rules and killed her at the end. I think when I saw this and like how much I enjoyed that she died, I think there's something there between me and the main character dying in a horror movie. This one, Saloom, it would have been fine, but I didn't like the way it was executed. But bring her back, Train to Busan, Night of the Living Dead, all movies I watched within the last 3 years when I started doing this, I really enjoy it. I think it takes commitment to kill your main character, strictly in horror. Like, I don't really, speaking in horror, it takes commitment. I think for the most part, it forces you to tell a really good story, or it ups the chances of you telling a good story, because you have to get us attached to this character knowing you are going to kill them. It's especially important for us to give a damn when they die. The second twist, so first, the spell didn't work. That was a twist. The second twist, where like, she didn't really have the button. She didn't really have it. That's not what she shoved in that old woman's mouth. That scene was also really good with some terrible line reading. But it was shocking. I thought she was gonna get a happy ending. I thought the title was gonna, is about like, she will get dragged to hell unless she like saves herself. So to find out that like, homeboy, she grabbed the wrong envelope, she still had the button, and then she got taken by Beelzebub. It's a very rewarding movie for me. So I give it a 3 out of 5 average. Like, it has its issues, which I named in the beginning, relies on the racist trope and stuff like that. But it's a fun movie to watch with a fun plot line. And the terrible acting, terrible CGI, I think, adds to the charm of it. And it's part of what makes me think like I can have it in the background, put it in the background next Halloween season, next October, and enjoy it. I think it's this type of story that I can watch over and over again, be able to repeat the lines and stuff, and still there's a comforting aspect to this movie. Might be because the 2009 of it all, but simple, complete, which is very important to me, and enjoyable. I feel completely differently about the second of Sam Raimi's movie that is on this list, The Evil Dead, which I watched the night before, which won't matter by the time I post this. But yeah, this movie is definitely better than The Evil Dead. But we'll talk about that when I get to it.